Step by step on business. That's on my mama, watch me spin on me and split, now I can't feel it. We in the trap, we sold the city on my biddy. Take these diamonds off and show you how we lit it.
Welcome back to another episode of Before the Horn podcast. As you know, I'm your host, Khalil. With me, as always, I got my guy, Daywan.
Yo, what's good? Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot of basketball that we have to discuss. As you know, we got to talk about the NBA playoffs. That's the first thing on the top of the agenda every single time. NBA playoffs, two big conference finals matchups that we got to talk about, as well as talk about the all NBA teams being announced. Give our thoughts and opinions on that. And also the controversy that's going on with Caitlin Clark. LeBron James and Charles Barkley have been in the headlines for some comments that they said about Caitlin Clark. We're going to give our thoughts and opinions on that. And just to wrap things up, we're going to have a little fun for y'all. Who do you think will win out of the 2000 Lakers and the 2010 Warriors? We're going to discuss that, give our thoughts and opinions. But without further ado, take it away, Daywan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. NBA playoff talk. We are now in the Western and Eastern Conference Finals. We got the Mavs and the Wolves. And we also got the Celtics and Pacers. Let's start off with the Boston Celtics and Indiana Pacers. The Celtics are currently up 1-0 as we're doing this podcast, and they're currently leading the game at halftime against the Pacers. Lil, what's your thoughts on this series so far?
Jaylen Brown saved Jason Tatum. Because Tatum missed some wide open shots at the end of the fourth quarter, to give him the lead or even tie the game that he just flat out missed. And that was a big, asterisk on that, but we're not here to talk about that. A lot of people really haven't talked about that, given that they still figured a way to win this game, and you got to put the blame on Tyrese Halliburton. Two crucial turnovers, one at the end of the fourth quarter. He just dribbled the ball off his leg, turn the ball over, trying to push the tempo, and another one where in overtime where Drew Holiday was able to turn Tyrese Halliburton. He dribbled it out of bounds. Another crucial turnover in a pivotal point of the game. But I mean, as a team, they had 22 turnovers, and you can't win a lot of games like that, especially when you're the inferior team. And you got a team like that on the ropes, and you just let them off. As well as Rick Carlisle not calling a timeout on that side out of bounds play. Instead of advancing the ball, you take it off from right there. You turn the ball over. Not only that, Halliburton, when you're guarding the inbounder, you're supposed to guard baseline first. He, kind of played it straight on, gave him a easy pass to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown knocked down a difficult three. A lot of people was talking about, oh, he should have fouled in that situation. But if you really watch that play, by the time Pascal Siakam got over to him, he was already in the shooting motion. He pump faked. Like he kind of pump faked the first time, so that would have been a foul right there. He would have tried to go for the foul, 3 points either way, but he stayed down on it. He made it difficult. He got up in his face. Honestly, it could have been a foul on the three, if I'm being honest, how close he was. That Jaylen Brown actually had to fall to the ground because he was so close to him. But, all in all, they didn't call a foul. Jaylen Brown just hit an incredible shot to push the game into overtime. And then Tatum finally shows up. I think he scored 10 points in overtime alone to finish the game off with 36 points. But all around, it was a shaky game for Boston. I mean, Boston, it's just something about them. I can't love them. I like them, but I don't love them. It's just something about them because they have games like this, a game that I thought they should have run away with. They came out 12-0 to even start the game, and then late in the fourth quarter, you're down and you're losing, and you're on the ropes, about to lose another game at home. I don't know what it is with this team and playing at home, but they're just not the best home team. You're home court advantage is not an advantage to them, honestly. At this point, I think they're 16-14 in the last three postseasons at home. So that home court advantage kind of goes out the window. They playing these teams to close games. And then granted, I think part of it is that, Boston had to pretty much got to coast throughout the whole postseason up until this point. I mean, you lost the game to Miami Heat when they shot out of the gym franchise record threes. Then you dropped the game to Cleveland Cavaliers. Then you got lucky with Donovan Mitchell being out, whatever case may be. So this is the first time you're going up against a fully healthy team. And, I felt like they kind of was shell shocked. And, I don't know what it is about this Pacers team, but as of late, they've been shooting phenomenal. They've shot 54% from the field in this past game. And Boston is the number 2 defense in the whole NBA. Boston got to be better than that. They got to force them to make difficult shots. But when allow a team to shoot 54% from the field, like you're going to be in a lot of games. But I think it really came down to the 22 turnovers that Indy had and some poor clock management by Rick Carlisle. And I still have Boston winning this. I pick Boston to win in 6. My motto is with Boston, wherever you feel like what Boston should win in at a game, because I always feel like they always drop an extra game than what they should have. So I got Boston in 6 in this one, but I like they got away with one. So let's see if they can hang on tonight and get the dub tonight as well.
You talk about you don't love Boston, you just like them. How do you think I feel as a Celtics fan? I literally can't stand this team. I was texting y'all during the game saying I cannot stand these soft ass Boston Celtics players. Jason Tatum, that's why Jason Tatum, he's not considered a top 5 player in the league yet because he just don't get that dog in him. Jaylen Brown literally saved him. Other players literally stepped up and saved Jason Tatum because he was shooting bad. And so overtime started. In my opinion, he didn't have a great game. Yes, he finished off with 36, but to me, it wasn't an impressive 36. Yes, you're going to say, oh, 36, be happy. They got the win. I don't like that. Indiana was shooting lights out. They were playing stellar. This is the first healthy team that Boston has seen the whole playoffs. And Boston, hey, they met their maker, honestly. To me, it looked like they showed up unprepared. But you also got to credit the Indiana Pacers for playing so hard and being very, very resistant. Now, I know I talked about Tyrese Halliburton in the past, how he don't get that dog in him. Hey, game 1, I mean, he made some errors, especially towards the end. But game 1, he was doing his thing. McConnell was playing solid on defense. Miles Turner was doing okay. Pascal was playing okay. Hey, this team, they showed up. This team showed up and gave Boston a fight. Now, Boston, they got to just be better. They have to be 100% better. They doing really good in game 2 as we're doing this podcast right now. But what we saw in game 1 was definitely unacceptable. Definitely up to my standards as a Celtics fan. I didn't like what I saw. But Boston got the win. They escaped. But Tatum has to be better. Brown, he saved them with that miraculous 3 at the corner. That was crazy. I didn't think he was going to make it because Jaylen Brown be folded sometimes too. But all in all, Boston got the win. I also have Boston in 6 in this series. I mean, I could have sworn Khalil said Boston in 5.
Never said that.
Okay.
Like I said, like I just finished saying, whatever you feel like they should win and add another game. So I feel like they should win in 5, but add another game. So 6.
I'm going Boston at 6 too. Khalil just don't lose his money to me, which is understandable. It's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But anyway,
bro.
Listen, Boston survives. Boston survives. Let's see if they get it done in game 2. Well, let's also see if they can get it done in game 3 over the weekend. All right, now let's move on to the Western Conference Finals. The Minnesota Timberwolves and Dallas Mavericks are facing off in an incredible series so far. Dallas picked up the win on Wednesday night in a close game win. They are now up 1-0. What do you think about the series so far, Lou? And what do you expect?
You know what? I want to hear your opinion first. I want to hear what you got to say.
Honestly, I'll see the series going down to 7. I got Minnesota in 7. Now, this is very up and down for both teams in this game.
Can you repeat that one more time?
I got Minnesota in 7.
Would you like to wager on that?
Yeah. How much you want to wait? Like, how much you want to bet? Matter of fact, we'll text after this. I'll put money on it after this. I'm fine with that.
All right. Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right.
That's fine. I got Minnesota in 7.
Right.
And it's not that I'm on a hype train to Ant Edwards or the Twin Towers in the paint. I'm not on a hype train. I can see this now.
Fan.
No, I'm not a Rudy Gobert fan. I can't stand Rudy and I can't stand Cat, but I just feel like they have the better team. Now, Dallas has experience. This is Luka's first actually good team in a playoff series in his whole career, in my opinion. Kyrie gave Ant fits. He had Ant worn out. And Ant didn't really have the best game either. He didn't start cooking up until, like, honestly, the middle of the 3rd quarter. He didn't do too much. This is what you expect. This team, they had a lot of momentum rolling. They've been rolling through the first 2 rounds. They just took out the defending champs the previous round. And Dallas had a good series as well, the previous series in the semifinals. But I feel like this is going to go to 7. Luka is just phenomenal, per usual. Top 5 player in the league. I'm not surprised. But Ant Edwards got to be better in the first half and, honestly, during the whole duration of the game. The Twin Towers got to stay out of foul trouble. Cat, he was very good yesterday, in my opinion, especially from 3. McDaniels was as well. So this team has all they have. They just got to be better against them.
You said Cat was good.
Cat was solid, in my opinion.
We must have been watching 2 different games.
Cat was solid. I know you don't like Cat, but I feel like Cat was solid at times. He did what he had to do.
6 for 22 for 9 from the 3rd. I mean,
He made big shots when they needed to make big shots. Both teams were up and down, bro. Like both teams were up and down. And Cat was solid on defense. Both teams were up and down though. It was like a seesaw the whole game, and then Dallas just pulled away. Luka killed it the last 3 minutes game. And Luka really put the team on his back. Like, you know what? Khalil, you go.
so we must have been watching two different games because this is how I seen it. Your two stars didn't show up. They shot abysmal for the field. Cat 6 for 20, 2 for 9 from the three. Yes, he did hit some timely shots, but all in all, he was not that good. He was not aggressive enough for my liking, given the fact that they're they don't have two bigs to play. They don't have Aaron Gordon, quote unquote. They're playing PJ Washington. Honestly, their second biggest player outside of Gaffer or Lively on the floor, because those two don't play together. He's either one or the other. The second biggest player on the court most of the time is Luka. So just to give you this, just to show like the type of size that Dallas puts on the floor, and this team got out rebounded 48-40. And then offensive rebounds, they were pretty straight, 11-10, so it wasn't too bad. But I think, when Dallas needed to rebound, they did. They did what they had to do. Not only that, and Edwards called out Kyrie. Well, not really called out. He said he's going to take Kyrie. He's going to take that matchup. He said he's going to take that matchup, and Kyrie gave him that work. Kyrie came out aggressive. He came out ready to score, ready to attack. And Kyrie showed why Luka and him is a dangerous 1-2 punch, because Kyrie come out there early first half. I think he put up like 24 or something like that, first half points, whatever. And then in the second half, you let Luka come in, take it over, and do what Luka does. Luka finished with a solid stat line for him, 33, 8, and 6, which is okay, which is solid from him. But you also got 30 from Kyrie as well. When those two are scoring above 60, all you need is another person to come along with it. And I'm going to be honest, PJ Washington did not shoot the ball as good as he shot it in the last series against OKC. I wish he could have missed some of the threes that he made in the last series. He was missing them in game one. I don't think he's going to keep missing them shots. You're going to keep leaving them open like that. He's going to start to knock them down. But other than that, besides, Derek Lively, who is like a 1B starter, to Gaffer, who's a 1A starter, he gave 9 and 11. But other than that, all you got is 5 points from the other 4 players that came off the bench. Tim Hardaway gave you essentially nothing. Josh Green only gave you 3 points off of a 3-pointer. And not Dante Axel, Jaden Harding only gave you 2 points. So I expect the bench to be better as well. I expect, more contribution from some other players. When you look at Minnesota, Dallas pretty much let Kyle Anderson do what he wanted to do. Nas Reed's going to be solid off the bench. But, they got the ball out of Edwards' hands, Karl Anthony Towns' hands, and forced the other players to make shots. And Jaden McDaniels was their best player Wednesday night. He shot 9 for 15, 6 for 9 from the 3 for 24 points. He was also the leading scorer. But you're not going to win a lot of games if Ant Edwards or Karl Anthony Towns are not giving you 20+ points a game. Yes, and the stat line looked good for Ant, 19, 8, and 11. But the last 2 games, he has not shot the ball well. What did he shoot? 6 for 24 last game, 6 for 16 in this game, 5 for 12 from the 3. He just has to be better. And part of it is he looked tired come later in that game. He was guarding Kyrie all game, and that's a tall task. And that's the hardest part of, star players guarding star players, is that, yeah, you could do it, when it matters, but for a whole game, they're going to wear your ass out. And that's exactly what Kyrie did. Kyrie wore his ass out. And I'm not going to lie, I had Minnesota winning game 1, and I got the Mavs winning the series. This is Luka's first game 1 win. The only other game 1 win that they had, Luka did not play in that game because he was hurt. So this is a big, big win, a big way to set the tone. They did what they had to do. They went into Minnesota and stole one. And that's the goal. Now let's see if they could get 2 and bring it back to Dallas up 2-0. I don't know if that's a tall task to ask for, but if Luka and Kyrie are going to be playing like this, I got the Mavs winning in 6. I'm not going to lie. But as you heard, I do got the Mavs winning. Somebody over here got the Timberwolves, so he gonna have to talk that chicken in a little bit. He gonna have to talk that pate. So
okay, that's fine.
we gonna discuss that when the time comes. But like I said, if Minnesota wants to win, and Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns has to be better, and Karl Anthony Towns has to stop being so goddamn soft and be more aggressive.
Hey, well, ladies and gentlemen, those are our thoughts and opinions on so far of each conference's finals. Give us your thoughts and opinions. Who do you guys have in the Pacers and Celtics series, and who do you guys have in the Mavs and Wolves series? I want to hear all that in the comment section below. Also, what's your thoughts on each series game one so far? Leave that all in the comment section below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now let's move on into the next topic of the night. The all NBA teams were announced. A lot of controversy in our opinions, but we're going to give you our thoughts and opinions on each all NBA team, and let's talk about it right now. So pretty much me and Khalil's going to be going back and forth talking about each all NBA team and just give our thoughts and opinions on it. Let's start with the all NBA first team. So we got Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jason Tatum.
No surprises there for me personally. This is who I had as first team All NBA. Nikola Jokic, the MVP, the top 3 MVP vote getters, Shea, Luka rounded off. They all on the list like I expected. They played phenomenal. Arguably, any one of those 3 could have been MVP. I had Shea being MVP, no biasness, but looking at the other 2, Jason Tatum, best player on the best team, 64 wins, very, very solid all year round. He's always top 5-ish in MVP voting. He's always somewhere up there coming the end of the season. He can't get over the hump as far as MVP, but he's always up there somewhere in the MVP conversation, as well as Giannis. Only knock on Giannis was how they finished the season, 17-19, what they did with Doc Rivers and stuff. Before that, they were rolling as a team. But all in all, Giannis had a very, very good season as well. So I had him on my first team as well. So this is pretty much rounding out my first team.
I'm not really surprised by anything on here. A lot of people are so angry that Jalen Brunson didn't make first team, but I don't think he would have because again, Boston.
Who
a lot of people were angry. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. People were angry that he didn't make it. But who would he make it over on this list? Because look, like Khalil said, you got the MVP at Jokic, you got the other top 2 in MVP and Shai and Luka. You got Tatum, who led the East and led the NBA in wins this year. You got Giannis. He averages like a triple-double. He's going crazy like almost every game. So who would he be over? So as I was saying, I'm not really surprised by anybody that made this all NBA first team. And rightfully so, they all deserved it.
My thing is this, and this is probably why people be like, oh, like he deserved first team All NBA, whatever. These votes were done 4 weeks ago, right? These votes were done a month ago. So everything you've seen from Jalen Brunson within the past month does not count at all. So take that out of it, okay? First of all, because I think a lot of people get confused on that when the actual awards get announced. I hope like the vote wasn't the day before, so they been knew this has been who it was. I'm sorry, there's nobody that you could put him over. The 2 guards that you have on this team is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Luka Doncic. Which one are you picking them over? I'll wait, because I'm not picking them over neither one, respectfully so.
Right.
But it is what it is. Like I don't have an issue with it. I don't know what people are getting confused with that at all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to talk about the All-NBA second team. We got Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, and Anthony Davis. Thoughts on this, bro? Please
The
say
only
some
one
BS. Please say some BS. I said, please say some BS.
What's BS?
Go ahead. I'm waiting, bro. Go ahead. My bad.
The only one I have an issue with is Kawhi Leonard. Take him out, put Sabonis on it. Sabonis led the NBA in triple doubles this year. Sabonis was phenomenal. Sabonis was a walking triple double all year. I just like the production I got out of him more than what I've seen from Kawhi Leonard. You can miss me with Kawhi Leonard. I'm done with the conversation about Kawhi Leonard. But give me Sabonis on the second team. KD, I like. KD was phenomenal all year. AD played the most games he's played all year. The backcourt, Edwards and Jalen Brunson, they were phenomenal all year. Ramped it up in the playoffs. Anthony Edwards was phenomenal. Once Karl-Anthony Towns went out too, a lot of people thought maybe they'd fall off and take a step back. He kept the ship up right and rolling. He rightfully so deserves second team. So besides the Kawhi Leonard, I think I'll switch him out for Sabonis. I like it. I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, you're insane. So besides,
What?
I know you're insane.
What?
Kawhi Leonard, nope. Kawhi Leonard first. Let's take Kawhi Leonard off for LeBron James. I'm gonna say that right now.
Oh
I'm saying that right
God.
No. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. Because I knew he's gonna do this. Kawhi, I know the Lakers had stop. I know the Lakers definitely didn't have the greatest year this year. Hold on, but Kawhi averaged 23, 3, and 6. He shot 52% from the field and 41% from 3. And LeBron averaged 25, 8, and 7 and shot 54% from the field and 41 from 3. How was LeBron James not over Kawhi Leonard? And don't bring up freaking records.
Because they were the 8th seed.
Okay, fine, whatever. Who cares?
Does record not matter?
LeBron had a better season. LeBron had a better season than Kawhi Leonard. They should be switched. That is egregious. I'm being for real. No, LeBron is all NBA second team. The fact he's
No.
the fact that he's not second team is
Absolutely not.
diabolical. It's
He wasn't
egregious.
even
I'm
the
not
best player on his team this year.
okay. Whatever.
No.
That's whatever. I don't care. I'm arguing with you with that. No.
This is stuff I'll be talking about. You and your LeBron fans, man.
No,
Y'all
bro.
get carried away.
LeBron is second team. He should be all NBA second team over Kawhi Leonard. Why is Kawhi even on any of these lists? What? No, he should be on none of these lists, but he may all NBA second team. Like, what year are we in? It's the 2023 season. No, Kawhi Leonard should not be on this list at all. And the second thing, Kevin Durant, great player, love KD, but I'm replacing him with Domantas Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis led the league in triple doubles,
Whoa.
doubles.
So LeBron is over Kevin Durant, is what you're saying?
Yes. I'm saying, I don't care.
What?
Sabonis led the league in triple doubles, doubles, rebounds. He broke the single season record for a consecutive doubles in a season. He nearly averaged a triple double. What more do you want, bro? But he didn't get recognized for the All-Star game. What more do you want, bro? Domantas Sabonis should definitely be second team All NBA. In my opinion, he had a better year than KD. Yes, I know you're gonna bring up records again, but no, bro.
27, 6.6 and 5. Come on, man. KD was a bucket all year.
KD was a bucket.
He was the only good thing for them this year.
I understand that, but I'm putting Sabonis over him for some reason. Nah. Everything else on this list, everything else for this All NBA second team, I agree with.
Sabonis being on there. That's not my issue. Forget that. Okay, cool. You got Sabonis on there. Cool. Take Kawhi off. But LeBron over KD?
Yes.
No, bro. You bugging, bro. You bugging.
I knew he was gonna say that. See?
You bugging. You gotta tighten up. You gotta tighten up. That LeBron fandom has to stop, bro. This is getting ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Nope. All right, let's move on to the All NBA third team. We got LeBron James, Devin Booker, Domantas Sabonis, Tyrese Halliburton, and Steph Curry. I'm gonna just say this: how did Jaylen Brown not make an All NBA team? How did Jaylen Brown not make an All NBA team? He should be here over Devin Booker, in my opinion. And I already told you about Domantas Sabonis and LeBron James. They should be All NBA second team. Tyrese, yes, I can see why he made this third team. He had a great year. He definitely fell off the second half of the season, in my opinion, but whatever. Again, voting was done 4 weeks ago. And Steph Curry, the fact that he's third team, I mean, that's how we know, like, man, we coming to an end of the era, but Steph Curry is definitely still one of the top 10 players in this league. I'm talking about for the Warriors. But Steph definitely carried the Warriors his whole year, so that's probably why he got 13, probably mainly because of record, but he carried that team. But that's all I got to say about All NBA third team. I don't really have an issue too much with this, except I feel like Jaylen Brown should be on here. But
who you taking off? Devin Booker?
Devin Booker.
Take off Halliburton, put on Jaylen Brown. Steph, third team, yes. Devin Booker, third team, yes. LeBron, third team, yes. And I move Sabonis into my second team and moving Kawhi Leonard to my third team. And that would be my team: Devin Booker, LeBron, Kawhi, Steph, and Jaylen Brown. After that injury, Tyrese Halliburton essentially did not play good. I think he really got the word off of early season success because the second half of the season just was not that good. And you look at Jaylen Brown, he was consistent all year long. Jaylen Brown averaged 23.5 and 3.6 assists, playing 70 games, helped leading his team to 64 win season, the best by far in the league. If any team should have two players on the All NBA team, it should definitely be Boston Celtics. Should have two players. When you look at the Phoenix Suns and Los Angeles Lakers having two players on the All NBA team, and you know this guy here, man, I'm not stressing me out, man.
I'm just keeping it a buck.
I don't know what you.
I'm not arguing with you, bro. No, huh? I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a hundo. I'm keeping it 100. You're tweaking.
I don't know how much. I don't know how much Clutch be paying you to do all that, or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but
they're not paying me, man.
I don't know.
They're not paying me, bro.
You Rich Paul, LeBron, Bronny, all them. Like, I don't know. You be on something with them, man. Second team is wild.
But second team quick question before we transition to the next topic for tonight. Do you feel like there are any players that were snubbed from the All NBA teams?
Well, I think first one that comes to mind is Jaylen Brown. Okay. He's the biggest one. Other than that, I mean, you could argue for some players, but I don't have no issue with anybody else that made the list. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, besides Jalen Brown, like I don't really see anybody else I would take off the All NBA. I would move some things around, like I mentioned, but take off, not really. What about you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Jalen Brown. I don't think D Book should be on here. And then I already told you my opinions on switching. Bro,
I
listen,
didn't say nothing. I didn't say
the
anything.
faces is crazy, bro. I'm just saying, like, I already told y'all my thoughts about LeBron and Sabonis being on third teams. Like, no, I'm not jacking that. I'm sorry. With all due respect. Whatever. Listen, you know what? I'm not dealing with Khalil tonight. I'm really not dealing with Khalil, bro. I'm not.
You know what? You know what? Let's just talk about your king.
Let's
Let's talk about your king.
all right.
Your GOAT.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for that topic. Give us your thoughts and opinions on all three All NBA teams. Who do you think was snubbed, first of all? Also, do you guys agree with any of these lists? Y'all can substitute out any players, or do y'all own All NBA teams? Let us know in the comment section who y'all three All NBA teams will be. All right, let's move on to the third topic of the night. There's a lot of controversy surrounding LeBron James, as usually as it is almost every offseason with this man. But this time it's not just with LeBron, it's with Charles Barkley as well. What?
Oh no, my bad. You said LeBron name. It just I get that. This is a whole nother topic, but I'm still stuck on it. It's cool. Just keep going.
Bro.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me over here.
She's so annoying. But LeBron James and Charles Barkley, they passionately defended Caitlin Clark the other day from the quote unquote petty haters, pretty much praising Caitlin Clark, saying like people are hating on her. She's gonna be probably the best thing to happen to WNBA. Charles Barkley stood on 10 and agreed with LeBron James. So I'm gonna say what LeBron James said, then I'm gonna say what Charles Barkley said. So first, LeBron James said, the one thing I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch, more people want to tune in. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things are gonna happen for the WNBA. And then Charles Barkley, while on TNT during a pregame show for the Mavs and Wolves game, he said, "You women out there, you all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you 100% right. All these girls hating on Caitlin Clark, you guys are all petty. You should all be thanking that girl for letting y'all get private charters, all the money and visibility that she's bringing to WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes." So, what's your thoughts and opinions on LeBron James and Charles Barkley comments? They're getting a lot of scrutiny for how hard they're going for Caitlin Clark, but for not going as hard as for other players that are in the WNBA, such as Asia Wilson's, Angel Reese's, Kelsey Plum's, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Storrs. What's your thoughts and opinions on all this, bro?
So I might get canceled for this. I don't know. I don't think it's that hot of a take, but some people may have an issue with this. But females are the pettiest species we got out here. I'm sorry, they are. They are. Especially we see it all the time. We see female friends that's fake to each other. That like they friends with each other, but like they talk shit behind each other backs. Spiteful kind of stuff. They like that's what females do. Like so, not all females. That's just some females. That's what they do. That's how they act. And I'm gonna be honest. I don't have an issue with anything that LeBron or Charles Barkley said. I get it. She hasn't done anything in the WNBA, but she's made more of an impact than anybody else has. And before even getting to the league, think about how many games have gotten moved to NBA sized arenas just for Caitlin Clark. So that's more ticket sales. That's going to be more revenue for the WNBA. Think about it. They just played in Seattle Wednesday night, and that was the most fans at a Seattle Story game ever. That's all due to Caitlin Clark. Before this year, how many charter flights did they have? None. Did anybody know Sabrina Ionescu had a signature shoe, let alone she's on her second signature shoe? Because I didn't know that. Did you?
I did not.
I did not. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't. I believe Asia Wilson, a 2-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, got a signature shoe because Caitlin Clark was getting a signature shoe. So it's only right to do right by the best player in that league. But let's be real, like nobody was paying attention to that before Caitlin Clark got there. I'll be honest. I didn't even really watch the WNBA till Caitlin Clark got there. I've been tuned in. And I'll be honest, I really haven't been tuned into the WNBA. I've been tuned in to Caitlin Clark. I'm gonna be honest.
That's just me. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's some hoopers out there. There's a lot of hoopers in the
There is some ballers in
WNBA.
WNBA.
Don't get me wrong. Like the Las Vegas Aces, like their whole squad is hoopers, bro.
They hoopers.
They're nice. New York Liberty, their whole squad is hoopers. There's two teams that was just in the finals last year. But what what's happening now is that more eyes are on y'all because of this one woman. Y'all need to take it, appreciate it, and use it to your advantage, because this is how the NBA became the NBA that it is today. We weren't around, but before there was a Magic and Larry in the NBA, the finals was on tape delay.
Yeah.
Like people wasn't tuned in to the NBA finals. They wasn't on TV live. They were showing the replays after the game done happen. And then you get a Magic and Larry that comes in the game. Granted, they had a big time rivalry in college. Doesn't this look real familiar? A white guy and a black guy, big rivalry in college. They bring it to the NBA, and then the NBA goes crazy. This is what the WNBA have on their hands right now as well, with the white woman and a black woman. Into the W with all the controversy they had. You know, and it gets people to talk. It gets people to be more engaged. So if I was the W, I would milk Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I will milk that rivalry. I will try to build that rivalry up. That's what you want. This is good for the sport. This is good for y'all league. Guess what? Now y'all adding two more teams in 2 years.
Yeah,
Off of
that's
all
true. That
like
is
people
true.
wasn't paying people like now it's like, oh snap, we got to get more women into the league because there's only 144. So only 144 of the best hoopers around the world are in this league. We need to add some more. We need to add more talent to this league. We need to add more people because there's a lot of people that get snubbed out. I think out of the 36 players that got drafted, only 13 of them are still in the WNBA just because there's not enough spots for women. There's no developmental league for these women or anything like that. There's no G League. So all this has come from Caitlin Clark. Even freaking the Las Vegas Aces, then they all just get like $100,000 from like the city or something like that. I'm gonna be honest. That's probably because of Caitlin Clark. I probably doubt that they were just going to give out $100,000 before that, because they've never done it before
They haven't
within the
done it.
what
That's
what close to 30-year history of the
and that's
WNBA.
and
They've
this
never done it before.
and this is the best team in the league that we talking about in the
The
WNBA.
best team in the league, the back-to-back NBA champions with the
Yep.
two-time MVP, the defensive player of the year, the
Player of the
best
years.
player in the world on the team. And nobody is watching it. But like I said, there's a domino effect. Yes, y'all may not be the focal point. Y'all may not be the number one. But number two and number three, number four, number five, and everybody else down the list are going to eat off of it. It's not going to be as much as her, but at the same time, y'all not as big of a star as her. And there's nothing wrong with that, because the money that y'all going to get down the road, whether it's the signature shoe, whether it's the brand deal, whether it's the commercial deal, whether it's sponsorship, because there's only so many sponsorships to go around for Caitlin Clark. They're going to start to give that to other women. So these other women, these sponsors going to want to get in
They're
on
gonna want to
that
work with
for these
y'all.
other women.
Trust me.
So you're gonna eat. That's gonna be, let's say hypothetically, they give you $100,000. That's $100,000 more than what you would have had before this woman got into the league. So from that standpoint, y'all gotta eat. Like if y'all in the W, I'm building this woman up. And as a woman in the league, yes, I get you want to go out there, but she's gonna be the face of the league whether you like it or not. It's time to embrace it and you know get ready for it. So, like I said, I don't have an issue with anything they said. I think they're 100% right on what they said.
Now, I feel like a lot of people are definitely more outraged at LeBron and Charles Barkley, both great players or former great players in the NBA, that they're going very, very hard for a non-colored woman. Now, it doesn't matter about color. It's all about talent and what this woman is about on shit on the court. Her skin color has nothing to do with it. That's made a lot of people are mad because they're saying, oh, LeBron and Charles, y'all don't go hard for women like Angel Reese or Brittany Griner or Aja Wilson or Camila Cardoso. Y'all don't go hard for no other women color, but you're going hard for Caitlin Clark, who's a woman without color. But it shouldn't matter about her skin color. Caitlin Clark started going crazy at Iowa. That's when people started being like, yo, who is this young lady? Look what this young lady doing in collegiate sports. She's breaking records, school records, personal records. She's doing her thing. They know that's going to translate over to the NBA. This woman has been to 2 championships, Final Fours, and everything. What more do y'all want? This woman's bringing a lot of revenue and visibility to the WNBA. Let's be real. But she isn't the only one that's bringing this. But she's the main reason why. But do I see it as kind of a spit in the face to other players in the league? There are some ballers in the WNBA, so I can see that's why they take it as a spit in the face to like why Caitlin Clark's getting all this hype and all this attention. Bro, because she brought it. She brought it. No one was watching WNBA prior to her and Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso, all these young ladies coming in. Now, there are some stars in this league like Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, Kelsey Plum, Asia Wilson. We can go down the line. There's plenty. We know a lot of these women that play in this great league. But the league definitely didn't get a lot more spotlight until these young new rookies came in. And even prior to the season, people was like, yo, I'm just excited for the Final Four in college basketball to end so we can see these young ladies transition from NCAA to WNBA. And they're bringing it. Like Khalil said, there's going to be a lot of deals and revenues and sponsorships and anything you could grab. It's going to be enough for a lot of ladies around there because they can't give everything to Caitlin Clark, just like Khalil said. So ladies, if I was y'all, I would take advantage of this. Now, on to LeBron's and Charles Barkley comments. Again, we have freedom of speech in this country, and everybody seems to love freedom of speech until it's something that attacks them personally, or they feel some type of way about it, or they disagree with it. That's just the blessing and curse of having our First Amendment right here in this country. But we're not gonna make this about race. That's the last thing we should be doing is be making about this race. Saying LeBron James, he don't like colored women, or he don't go hard for colored women, or saying Charles Barkley don't do that either. Let's just not make this about race. Let's just be real. Like most of the visibility that the WNBA is getting is because of Caitlin Clark, because of the revenue and the attention she's bringing to the league. Like Khalil said, a lot of these games are getting moved to NBA-sized arenas. Are they selling out these NBA-sized arenas? Not all the time. But before this, the WNBA was getting money from the NBA to keep surviving. They weren't bringing the revenue and everything. So I'm not going to say I 100% agree with the way LeBron and Charles Barkley said it. But I'm not going to say that they're wrong. I'm not going to say they're right. I'm going to stay out of it. I'm not going to say I'm not being passive. I'm not being scared of anything or getting canceled. I'm just saying they weren't 100% wrong. It's just the way they delivered it. But people are just making this about race and should be about race. I said this in the past, and I'll say it again. Me and Khalil both agree on this. Her ceiling is the face of the league. Best player in the WNBA. She has the potential to do it. She's only like a couple of games in. We have to give her time to grow and develop. It's going to happen. I'm telling y'all, once she get her footing and keep grinding and keep killing it in this league, now you're going to see why LeBron and Charles Barkley said what they said. Again, I don't agree with how they said it, but I'm not disagreeing with their statement. But ladies and gentlemen, give us your thoughts and opinions about LeBron James and Charles Barkley comments in the comment section below. Do you guys agree with LeBron and Charles Barkley? Do y'all disagree with them? I want to hear your opinions on that. Also, do you think that it's wrong that Caitlin Clark getting this much attention, even though there's other talented players in this league? I want to hear all that in the comment section below. Let's move on to the next topic for tonight. So earlier this week, there was some controversy and a little back and forth between Draymond Green and Shaquille O'Neal talking about Shaq and his 2000 Lakers against Draymond and 2010's Warriors. Now, me and Khalil are going to give our thoughts and opinions on the matchup, the dream matchup we would love to see, but obviously we can't unless you want to play NBA 2K basketball. But we're going to give it the lineups and give our thoughts on who we think will win the matchup. Let's start off with the Warriors from 2016. Now, we could pick the Warriors from 2017 and moving forward with Kevin Durant, but obviously that would be too easy for the Lakers. Shaq would just dominate in the paint. No one could guard him. So let's start off with the Golden State Warriors. At center, you got Andrew Bogut. You got forward Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala at the 3, Klay at the 2, and Steph Curry running at the point guard position. And then for the Lakers, you got Shaq Attack at center. You got Horace Grant playing the 4, Rick Fox playing the 3, Kobe playing the 2, and Derek Fisher at point guard. Khalil, who do you think wins this matchup and why?
I'm gonna actually let you go first. Who do you think?
So
and honestly, don't be out here hating either, because I know how you get.
Listen, I'm not gonna hate. Listen, just because the Warriors team has Draymond Green on it, I'm not gonna hate. And this is just a disclaimer. I don't dislike Draymond Green. I his accolades, what he's done in the 2010s.
We know you don't dislike him. You hate him. Like, we know that.
Listen, I respect his accolades.
That is on site if you see him.
I respect his accolades, his multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. I just don't like how he brags and boasts like he's actually done a lot for the team and him and his rings. But I respect Draymond. His accolades are very respectable, And again, he's been part of one of the best dynasties we've ever seen in the history of this league. But if I had to pick, I'm definitely taking 2000 Lakers. Let's be real. Let's just start with Shaq. Who's holding Shaq? It ain't gonna be Draymond, and it damn sure ain't gonna be Andrew Bogut. I'm sorry. Shaq, he's gonna go crazy on both of those guys. No one's holding him. This is prime Shaq we're talking about. Young Shaq. Unless the Warriors gonna do hack a Shaq, which he only could do for so long, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Horace Grant and Draymond, again, Horace Grant, offensively, he's not gonna do too much. He probably gonna do defense. Draymond, he's not really too much of an offense guy. Back in that time, he could do a little bit of something, but Draymond got an ugly ass jump shot, so I'm not gonna really trust that too much either. He probably gonna be out there talking trash and playing great defense, especially in this time period. Draymond was one of the best defenders we've seen in the NBA. Again, I don't hate Draymond too much. I'm gonna leave it at that. For Rick Fox and Andre Iguodala, this is a pretty even matchup. Again, Iggy don't really got the best 3-point shot like Rick Fox did, but they both play really, really good defense, especially Iguodala. I feel like his defense is better than Rick Fox. So in my opinion, that's pretty even. For Klay and Kobe, I'm sorry, bro. Kobe giving Klay the work. Draymond, please kiss that goodbye. Klay is not holding Kobe like you think he would. That's not going to happen. Kobe, this is young Kobe we talk about. Young athletic Kobe. Before Kobe started getting older and working on his post game, his fadeaways and everything.
This number 8 Kobe.
This is Pro B number 8. That's what I'm saying. Like this is young Kobe. He's giving Klay that work. And again, I'm not disrespecting Klay's defense, but Klay not listening up with Kobe, like this young Kobe, for real, for real. And then Derek Fisher and Steph Curry. Again, Derek Fisher, right when Curry passed half court, bro, he's in range. You got to get your defense better, but I feel like Curry's got the endurance and stamina, the playmaking ability to get past Derek Fisher. So I don't really think Derek Fisher got too much of an answer for him, but all in all, this definitely favors the Lakers more than the Warriors. Again, not taking nothing from the Warriors. They had a great run in the 2010s, but this 2000 Lakers team, before they disbanded, obviously years later down the line, this is a great team as well. Let's not forget that. So I'm taking the 2000 Lakers over the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Give me the 2000 Lakers over the 2015 Warriors. When we look at what Shaq was that year, he was freaking 30-15 in the playoffs. That year, nobody could stop him. And in the NBA Finals against the Dikembe Mutombo, he gave him like 35 a night. It was crazy. Like they were unstoppable. Then we talk about a young Bean. He was a problem, two-way problem. Very, very more of a slasher. He didn't shoot as much, but he was he did have a good shot. He was still like that. And matchup wise, like I kind of like the matchups because if I'm Phil Jackson, who's arguably the greatest coach ever, if you want to take him, Pat Riley, or whoever you want to take against Steve Kerr, I like Phil Jackson in that matchup. And you're probably gonna put Derek Fisher on Steph. Probably put Bean on Klay early, or even throw Rick Fox at him early, and then later in the game, I could see Kobe taking a step down the clutch. Last 5 minutes of ball game, fourth quarter, and pretty much taking that challenge of Steph Curry because that's the type of guy that Kobe was. He wanted the best player, and he was a very, very good defensive player. Made all team defensive at that time as well. He was one of them ones. Then you got two guys that can shoot the basketball, very good for their time when they were back when they were playing, and Rick Fox and Derek Fisher. You could rep that 2-man game with Shaq and Kobe. I don't think will be stopped. I'm gonna be honest. Bogut doesn't have enough bricks in the back pocket. Draymond is way too small. There's just no issue for Shaq, especially at that time when that was peak apex Shaq. Shaq was in shape, and Shaq had something to prove. You couldn't do nothing with him. So I'm going with them as well. Give me the 2000 Lakers respectfully.
Respectfully. Hey, I'm just gonna leave it at that, man. But ladies and gentlemen, leave in the comment section below who you think will win this matchup. Lakers or the Warriors. Again, Lakers from 2000s or Warriors from 2015, 2016. Again, I didn't pick the Lakers because I don't like Draymond. I picked the Lakers for a reason. It's the right reason. Khalil shaking his head. Don't look at Khalil. Just cover his side of the screen. Just focus on me, please. But leave in the comment section below who you guys think will win this dream matchup. Obviously, we can't see this matchup in person because time has passed. So, like I said, hop on them sticks. Hopefully, you got an Xbox. We don't care about PlayStation, but hop on them sticks and play.
Whoa! I ain't know people still play the Xbox. I didn't even know that, bro.
Don't do
everybody
that.
I know with the Xbox done switched over. You just defiant. You hard headed. I get it. You don't like change.
You just one of those. You gonna be the old head back in my day, the golden
Not a
years.
chance.
Like, you gotta let it go, dog.
No.
Xbox gave you some great years, but you gotta let it go. I'm telling you,
Nah.
man. Telling you, he just hard headed, man. We can get into that discussion another day, but this guy.
Like I said, man, hey, hop on the 6 and play 2K if y'all want to see this dream matchup or y'all want to relive it. But leave in the comment section below who y'all think will win out of this matchup. All right, moving on into our last bonus topic of the night. This just came out, breaking news. After several years and several instances where players were caught getting paid on the table, the NCAA has folded and came to an agreement that they will let their schools pay the players. The NCAA and the power conferences have agreed to a multi-billion-dollar settlement, which will allow schools to directly pay the athletes for the first time in collegiate sports history. Khalil, this is huge news. Huge news. What's your thoughts and opinions on this before we close out?
I'm glad it's finally legal. Really, like that's the best way to put it because we know for some time now, like this school has been doing this. This school has been. I dropped some. That oh snap! Did you drop something? No, I didn't drop that. That must have been you that dropped that. They picked it up. 50 bands. Da, da, da. Now they can actually blatantly give out money. Even with the NIL deal, the schools technically couldn't give the money. The boosters and brands and stuff like that can pay players, but technically the schools couldn't. That's why you had you had a department, an NIL department, who set up a brand deals and stuff like that, so that way you can pay these players X amount of dollars for something, quote unquote. But now, they get a part of the revenue as well because we know these sports are the reason why, these schools got that new library or these schools got that new rec center or whatever. These sports are paying for everything, especially football. They're the reason why the campuses look as nice as they do. Why? And I get it, college is already a lot. You guys are paying for a lot, but the school and when you see that new rec center being built on campus, just know that came from probably the football team. You see that new club, you see that new engineer building being built, just know that came from the football team. So now the players start to get a little, get their hands in the pocket of those stuff like that. So I like it. It's right. It's something that's been needed for a long time that finally got done. Glad it finally got done. It's another big step for the players. I'm happy for it, honestly.
Bro, I couldn't be any more happy for these athletes. Now let's talk about the past. Look, well, the kids are already getting NIL money from their own sponsorships and boosters and brand deals. That's beside the point. You tell me these kids are gonna get NIL and money from the school? Like, let's be real, bro. The schools are milking these kids. Like they would bring all this money from mainly these athletes. Mainly, in my opinion, football and basketball. Like that's and tuition obviously being paid for, but dude, these kids definitely deserve to be getting paid. And I know we talk about past players that should have been getting paid or definitely have gotten paid, like Johnny Manziel's, or players that should have got paid like Cam Newton. Reggie Bush finally just got his Heisman back. Great players like Vince Young, Marcus Mariota, Joe Burrow, like this, hell, Caleb Williams. These kids definitely would have benefited off that in the past, but now it's here for collegiate athletes. I couldn't be any more happy because, like I said, these schools milk these kids for this money, and we already know these kids were getting paid. Like Khalil said, like the boosters would definitely slide these kids money in envelopes. They're buying these kids cars, Lambos, taking these kids out to freaking Frisco's and Roof Chris on a regular night. Like they're like, hey, Kenyon, you know what? Come over for dinner. Oh, okay, Mr. Bob. Next you know, they pulling up in a freaking Mercedes to Roof Chris. It's like, bro, come on. And like we both know people that went D1 and everything. We both see many interviews and stuff with people that play collegiate sports. These kids are definitely getting paid. They were getting paid for sure. But now it's legal and it should not be a problem. So I couldn't be any more happy. Like Khalil, imagine if Johnny Manziel, like elaborate more on Johnny Manziel, man, how he would have benefited from this.
I mean, Texas A&M built the whole stadium because of him. Like that stadium that you see that says the house that Johnny built. No, he actually built that. Like that the money that they got to build that stadium was because of what he was doing on the football field that year. But like there's a lot of players out there that have benefited these colleges at such a big level that that you
These players have made a lot of these schools a lot of money when you look at even like the Cam Newtons and when he put Auburn on the map, the Tim Tebow when he put Florida on the map, Matt Leinart when he was at Notre Dame, Vince Young at Texas, Reggie Bush at SC, like the money that in the eyes that were being brought to these schools, and these players couldn't benefit off of it. Just think about the amount of number 5 jerseys that was sold, USC jerseys that was sold, the amount of number 2 Texas A&M jerseys that was sold, that we all know who we were buying them for, but they wasn't making no type of money off of it. Just
Yeah.
think about now they get to make money off of all that stuff. They've been able to make money off that stuff, but now they get some of that revenue money, some of that TV money that these schools get. They get a part of all that money that these schools are getting. They get a part in all that. So like when you
Rightfully
want to
so.
see Quentin Ewers on TV playing Jalen Milroe or Carson Beck because they're now in the SEC, or these
Travis
Ohio
Hunter,
State Oregon games, Travis Hunter when he's playing on national
Shador.
TV, when we tapped in to go watch Colorado because of those players, they get a piece of that now. So it's going to be major. It's going to be a major thing, major change that's been needed for so long. I'm happy for it. I'm actually excited for the players for it. Long time coming.
Most definitely. Again, like we said, this is just a bonus topic because it just came out as breaking news as we were doing this podcast. But leave your thoughts and opinions on the NCAA finally letting players make money off of the National College Athletic Association. Do y'all think this is great for the players, or can it cause a power trip in the players and make things bad for NCAA? As people think NIL is already being bad in itself. We want to hear all that in the comment section below. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for tonight. Episode 65 of Before the Horn podcast. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you guys for tapping in and tuning in with us. We appreciate it over and over again. We can't thank y'all more than that. Also, make sure you guys check out our Patreon. Again, for as little as $2 a month, you guys help us, support us, and keep us going. Give us some more opportunities to grow as a platform. Also, Patreon gives you so many perks. I've talked about it many times in the past, and I'll keep saying it again, but y'all get a deal. Y'all just tap that link in the description box and see what you guys get.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's finally here. I told you guys that we had a big announcement coming this week. We did not have a podcast earlier this week, dropped on Tuesday. So now the big announcement is here. We wanted to give y'all something special before season 2.
Drum
And
roll.
we got our first official interview dropping next week with former USF track star athlete Maurice Knott, current professional track runner. We have our first interview with him dropping next week. This is something that we've been trying to work on for the past few months that we wanted to give y'all early access to. We got our first one and it's going to drop next week. I can't wait. It's so excited. And if you want to be the first to know when it drops, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Before the Horn Podcast, TikTok and Twitter at Before the Horn Pod. Make sure you share this out to at least 3 people. We appreciate the love and support that we be getting. None of this would be possible without you. The growth that we've seen, the support that we've gotten from a lot of different individuals. There's only more to come. This is only the first of many more big things that we've been working on to come. So, like I said, if you want to be the first to know, make sure you follow us on all our social platforms. Till next time, peace.
Thank y'all for tapping into episode 65 of Before the Horn podcast. We shall see you guys next time. Peace.